Hey there traders, today I'm going to show you how to scalp with the Parabolic Sar Indicator, buying and selling trading examples and a live trade in this video. I also recommend anyone watching to join my Discord group. We are smashing the markets as always. We do a lot of trading live streams as well. You can pick our brains anytime you like. And without further ado, let's just get down to the video. Okay, using the Parabolic Sar Indicator is fairly simple. If the dotted lines are below the candlesticks, it means it's a buying signal, and vice versa. If the little dots are above the candlesticks, it's a sell signal. Likely, if you follow only these methods, you won't be a profitable forex trader. So we need to find proper entries when using the Parabolic Sar Indicator, especially when scalping. Let's just play the replay tool and see what happens, and we get our first dot above the candlesticks, right? What does this mean? It means we should be selling. And now, since the market has crossed lower than the previous candlesticks, although it's not massive on the 5-minute, it's still a new lower low. This means that the market will likely continue pushing down. So this could have been a nice breakout trade into a new lower level using the Parabolic Sar Indicator just by seeing this dot over here. To improve this trading strategy, we would have to add a moving average because we want to know where the market is actually trending. And since we added the moving average, this is the period of 50, we can see that the market has pushed down. We had these dotted lines over here showing selling pressure. We ignore all of these because the trend of the moving average is still above the candlesticks, right? So the overall trending direction is still down. We waited for a bearish engulfing candlestick. This is what we got. We also had the breakout through this level, although as I said, not massive. It's still a new low. We got a new parabolic dot over here above the candlestick showing selling momentum. We can definitely short this position. Now, if we want to short this trade on the lower time frames, we ideally want to have our stop loss covering the moving average, because the moving average is going to come in with time and it's going to protect us because it will act as a resistance zone. And ideally, you want to be aiming for 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. At least after you reach your first take profit level, you can start moving your stop loss to entry, or even inside the profits to start trailing it a little bit, and it should definitely protect your account balance and maximize your pip gain for further pushing power. Now let's quickly take a look what happened with this trade. So it went towards the downside nicely. We had a bearish engulfing candlestick and another one confirmed the trade towards the downside. And look at this. This would have been a beauty of a trade. Bearish engulfing candlestick and another one swallowing the previous candlesticks over here, making a new low. Push exhaustion scenario, coming back to the previous area of sensitivity. Once again, a bearish engulfing candle into a new low, and it dropped down, reaching our first take profit level. You would have definitely then moved your stop loss to entry for risk-free trading, and even trailed your stop loss for further pip gain. That would have been great. And look at this, our Parabolic Sar Indicator was always over here above the candlestick. This would have been telling you and confirming you that the trend is still towards the downside. The momentum is not changing anytime soon. We can see the same thing with the moving averages as well. Now let's quickly take a look at a buying scenario, and look at this. The Parabolic Sar dots were over here above the candlesticks, and what do we have over here? Three dotted lines show that we should start selling the trade. Now, without the moving average, it's difficult because we don't know where the market is currently trending. It has been trending towards the downside, right? So we need to add the moving average to make this a successful trading strategy. Look at this. Now this tells us where the area of sensitivity is and what we need to be looking out for, right? So using the rectangle tool, I'll mark an area of sensitivity. This area zone we ideally want to break. Look how many wicks there were on this area zone. Lots. Right, so there is a lot of selling pressure, and that's where the 50 moving average is. We ideally want to see a breakout before we continue pushing towards the upside. So this trade over here wouldn't be great, although we are seeing a bullish engulfing candle and the three parabolic SAR indicators. We ideally don't know whether there's going to be selling pressure over here. If there will be, it's going to go down and we're going to lose our trade. So we need to be careful. So that's why we would wait for the ideal trigger. And look at this, we get a bearish engulfing candlestick. This would have been a great trade towards the upside straight away. Once we got this bearish engulfer, we know we broke out the 50 moving average, we broke out this previous area level. It's a new high over here, looks good towards the upside. Now for the stop loss level, as you can see, we would have been drawing this area zone over here, a nice steep trend, maybe go inside the 1 minute time frame. We can see it a little bit better, and as you can see, this trend over here has to be covered. So we ideally want to have stop loss below all of these wicks over here. As you can see, many wicks, that's where the selling pressure is. Likely you won't need to use that much of a stop loss, but I would do it just to be in the market and safe. There's nothing worse than having a successful trade but get stopped out early. So you want to have a big enough stop loss so you can stay in the market long enough for some profits. So if our stop loss is 16 pips, we want to have a take profit level of 16 pips as well. So let's just see what actually happens. Goes towards the downside, we nearly get stopped out, and a bullish engulfing candle saves our day and goes towards the upside. Now this wouldn't have been a perfect trading scenario, right, because we had to have a bigger stop loss level, but I'm just giving real trading scenarios that always come up to me, so I want to show them to you guys. And as you can see, it would have been a nice trade towards the upside. We broke out all the area zones. The dots are below the candlesticks, showing further bullish pressure and momentum. So let me quickly show you a real-time trading example on Bitcoin US dollar. So the market is currently going towards the downside. We can see it with the 50 moving average. The parabolic SAR dots are above the candlesticks, which shows also bear pressure. 4 nice candlesticks going towards the downside, and a shooting star has developed. We also crossed an area of sensitivity just over here. Seems like it could pull back towards the upside, but likely it's going to continue towards the downside to make a new lower low. So I believe this is a nice trade towards the downside, so let's place it. Bitcoin US dollar, 1 lot size trade. Let's place a few trades. There we go, that is good enough for me. The markets are a little slower than usual, so it might take a little time. However, I believe this trade will do well. And there we go, finally some movement. I was getting bored, 20 minutes of nothingness, and there we go, we had a nice drop to retest our previous bottom. If we have a look at our trade, currently $64. I'm just going to close off every single one of them. Did not intend to trade today, but I just wanted to show you guys that what I teach you works. So if you enjoyed the scalping video, you might enjoy this one over here. This one's pretty damn good.